YouTube channel near you.
Well, hello there.
Hello. Oh, there it is. Yay.
Well, hello there, Lulu, Roger Blair, Henry, Gene Hudson, Lorna, Chris. Oh, you got your little chocolate. Denise, Melinda Knox. Nice to see you there. Oh, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Nice to see everybody starting to tune in. And Jennifer, how are you doing today?
Good. How are you doing?
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. So don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, if you actually have a case that you know about or have a code case you want us to look at, send it in to us, grizzlybigfoot@gmail.com, or send it to Jennifer, or send it into our station, and we'll take a look at it and probably review it and see if we want to put it in line to put it on the board. So, yeah, ain't that right, Jennifer?
Absolutely.
So, a round of applause for everybody. Nice to see everybody. So, a little twisted. Welcome to the show. So, this is part 2 of Charles.
Yeah.
So, Jennifer has been doing a little Dick Tracy work. So, I'm very proud of her. Welcome, Melinda. So, yeah. So, what'd you, Cheyenne, welcome. Joyski, welcome. You sneaking in on us. And Janet, nice to see you. So, what'd you find out a little bit, didn't you? I know we can't say right now, but you found out some stuff, didn't you?
I did. I sent you some stuff, and then I was social media trolling a bit to find out some more stuff, and I did find out a few other things. So,
Interesting.
It'll be very interesting. And I'll be honest with you, most of what I found out is still going to raise some eyebrows.
Interesting. Welcome, Jessica Voiles. Nice to see you. All right, everybody. We will go ahead. Standing Stones, nice to see you as well. We'll go ahead and get started. And let's see here. I think Angela has been itching to come first. Angela, she's spelling. Come on down.
Hi.
Hi, Angela.
Hello there. How are you doing there?
Doing good. How are you?
Wonderful. Wonderful. So, how are you doing? I see you still having computer problems, unfortunately. So,
It's just slow. For whatever reason, StreamYard cannot catch, for some reason, my laptop cannot catch up with the stream for whatever reason.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
So it'll catch up eventually. It just had to work itself out. But the impressions I get on this, the very first impression that I got is like there's a lot of pain in my forehead. So I felt like there was a tremendous impact to the forehead. Now this could be a shot. This could be a physical injury. To me, it most like I suspect perhaps gunshot. I got that, and I used runes in this case. So first I asked about his character a bit, and I got Ingwas. So Ingwas is father. The very first thing that hit me was father. Like first things first, he's dad. He's a father. He's a protective father. Nothing's more important than his kids or his child. And the next thing I have is that taken against his will. So I got which is a journey, usually a journey of two people, but I got it inverted, which means the journey was against his will. So I felt like that then he would have been taken against his will or kidnapped against his will, taken by mail. I kept seeing a truck. And I got, what was the reason for this? So I asked. So I got 3 runes, and they all have to do with money. So there's one that's Berkana, which is usually female, but it can also be prosperity and money. And I got Anzus as well. And then I got Yara, which is harvest. I felt like with that, I got the impression of some sort of impending inheritance or impending influx of money that he was expecting, like a big influx of money that was coming in, and then somebody else wanted it. And I asked where he was taken. I was just shown woods, and that he was deceased, that he refused to cooperate with the person who took him, and that there were at least 2 people involved. And I got that he was in the woods, but also underwater. And the people that felt like the people around him knew the people who did this to him knew him. Like he knew the people, they knew him. And I felt like they were related. I felt like it was like a family connection. And I got that that he was taken up to it was taken on a long drive. It looks like on a paved road. So they didn't go off road. They went on a paved road, and it was more like farmland and parkland that he was taken to. And that's the bulk of my impressions, but the most very strong one is where he was taken was not very far from his home. It was probably within less than 20 miles. And
Interesting.
Less than 20 miles. And then I felt like it was more easterly direction. And it was something that he was trying to protect his kids, and I got the core of the reason why he would not cooperate. He was afraid something would happen to his kids, so he was trying to protect them, and he was very defiant, and he ended up deceased. But I really felt like the cause of death was an injury right here to the forehead.
Okay, thank you very much. Stand by. All right, and did we find out about his family?
I did.
Oh, you did. All right. Don't tell me. Don't tell me. All right. Stand by. Next up, Christopher is giving me hand signals behind. You tell me you want to go next? All right. Come on, Christopher.
Okay.
Yeah, he's back there giving me hand signals like he's flying a plane or something. All right, Christopher.
All right, got the engines. All right, here we go. This was a
My
very
Lord. Is that the case?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
When I get tapped in, sometimes I can do 20, 30 pages of remote viewing.
Oh
Wow.
Because I tap in on their feelings sometimes. But yeah, I almost had to stop myself because I could have just kept going. But for some of the things I got, I'll just read these off. I got the first thing that came to my mind was this was near a play park or like a playground area. I felt like the person may have been missing and in or around Charles may have been missing in or around the park. I kept seeing like he drove a truck or a van, and that he was traveling alone at the time of his disappearance. Age-wise, I kept seeing maybe like late 40s, early 50s, maybe 51 at the most. And I kept picking up on like a motel. What do you call it? Motel 7s or 8s. Something to do with a motel. I don't know if he was like staying there at the time of his disappearance, or if he had visited there.
I know.
I felt like maybe the car or van could have possibly been left at the hotel or motel that he was last seen at, and I figured out, or doing my research, that he was a father, and a husband as well. I think he had a, if I was picking up correctly, a small child son, boy. He was running from something. I kept picking up on like maybe he had gotten into like a deal with some individuals that he thought were friends, and that maybe he had a job to do for them. And I felt like maybe he had done this sort of thing before, but this time he couldn't fulfill his end of the deals. I felt like he was also like to hike a lot, and possibly had a few like maybe he was like a marathon runner, not marathon runner, but like a track runner that he'd won some awards. Let's see what else was there. I felt like at times he became unhappy, like there was like he'd maybe done some deals in the past and not everything was always successful, and that he spent a lot of time unhappy, but he kept his disappointments like inside him. There again, I kept picking up on like maybe he made a deal with somebody involving a job that led to money, but he couldn't fulfill his end of the deals, and something went wrong because maybe they tracked him down because you didn't live up to your end of the deals. And I felt like he might be hiding from the situation, like maybe he realized, okay, I couldn't fulfill this, so I need to go into hiding. And but it's not too far from his home. Like he's just like not nearby, but like within range. He loved his family very much, and he loved to work on vehicles. I kept seeing like he was like always working on cars or trucks, and maybe even vans. I know he had a van. I'm pretty sure he had a van. And let's see. He also kept picking up on like things like you like to play baseball. Love sports. He didn't smoke, but I think he drank a little bit. And I felt like as I tapped in more, like maybe he left out of fear for his life and possibly his family. Like he felt like if he didn't leave, like something's going to happen to him. And I feel like maybe there are some people that do know where he's at, but they're keeping quiet for his safety. And let's see, I believe that's pretty much it, other than some of the stuff was repeated that I was picking up on.
Wow, very good. All right, Christopher, stand by. All right, next up, ladies and gentlemen, we have Kelly Jo. Come on down, Kelly Jo. Welcome.
Hi. First
Hello.
thing I heard with him was two men arguing. I saw a man with a ponytail and a mustache and a
goatee.
Thank you.
Oh, yes.
And I heard it was about revenge. He was shot in the head. I saw a GMC older model, like 2000s pickup truck, and it was like a lighter color, and two men did it. And he is only 45 minutes away to the right of where he was, straight north. And it was about revenge.
Interesting.
Because I heard the males arguing. It was like a heated argument, and then I heard blam.
Wow. All right.
And then my head hurt so bad. I'm like, oh dear.
Unbelievable. Okay. Thank you. Stand by. Interesting. So, well, I mean, we got a lot of people saying the same thing.
We do. Mm-hmm.
So what did you find out?
So I went on to the Facebook post for the National Park Service.
Right.
And found a lady. Do we want to say her name or do we want to give SR for the initials?
Let's go ahead.
Her name's Shannon Rary.
We got a picture of her?
Yeah, I can get one. She said, "This is my son's father. If anyone sees him, please notify the police ASAP." Right? And so I found pictures. I want to pull up one specifically if I can find it again, or I'm not. So I responded to that post, just saying, "Hey, we're covering this on this podcast. You know, are there any updates?" And then a friend of his who said she worked with him. Here's the, let me stream this. This is the lady I'm about to hear. This is the lady that said he was the mother of her child. And can you see?
Yes.
So that's her.
How come she didn't show up in none of the news articles or anything like that pleading for help?
Exactly. So I dug a little bit deeper. The lady, I need to go back a little here. So anyway, the lady that responded and said, hey, he worked in San Diego with us as a, let's see, she says, Wendy Champagne. She said, praying for all of you. My husband and I both worked with him in San Diego in the Naval Hospital back in 2009 to 2013 time frame when we were there on 5 North. Praying every day, would appreciate any sort of updates. So I asked her, that was 2 years ago, and I asked her, and she responded about 5-6 days ago. And I said, what are you willing to tell us about him? And she said, I didn't know him outside of work. He's very kind, generous, outgoing human, always had a smile on his face and always available to help in need. And then I asked her, was he a naval officer? And does it make sense he was in the park alone? And I did not get a response. So then I started looking, okay, who are we gonna find out here, right? Who are we gonna see?
Right.
Where did I? So, boy, it's not coming up now. I found her mom, this Shannon Rary's mom, and then I found the son, whose name is Nevin. And it looks like he graduated from college the same year. I just see a graduation picture of him, the same year that his dad disappeared, which was weird. But here's the crazy thing. So how did I find their mom? Here's the crazy thing. I went to all their Facebook sites, the mom, the kid, and the Shannon, and they're big Trump supporters. They're big Republicans, and there's another family member who is in the military. And then when I was looking more about Charles, because I thought if we have anyone from the Naval Academy, it looks like he did. He said he's a retired, I found this DDP yoga that I sent to you. It's some kind of therapy for people with PTSD, right? And it's his picture. I can show this too.
Okay.
This is the one where I said, do you think this is the same person, right?
Yes.
And that if we blow it up, I don't know if I can. Yeah.
Yeah, that's him.
That's him. The nose is the same, right? And
yes.
This is what he wrote. This is not, doesn't seem like it's written by the company. He said transitioning from active duty to civilian was difficult until I discovered DDP's documentary on positively living. So it talks about motivation. He was 250 pounds. He's now 210 pounds. He changed how he ate. So he wanted to play professional golf when he turned 50 on the PGA Champions Tour. He played on the All Navy golf team. So this is somebody, he had 20-year military career, right? He had to have gone to Annapolis. He had to have. So if anyone's a graduate and can look him up, that'd be kind of something. So he talked about just himself, which was just kind of interesting, about how he tried all the different pharmaceuticals, and he was going to group meetings, and he said what really discouraged him was that he's in groups with Vietnam vets, and that just kind of really deflated his optimism that those groups were going to help. So he went to this DDP yoga. He talked about when he first got out of, when he first started his military career, he was an IT, and then he transitioned to an RN. And so this Wendy lady who was talking about him on Facebook, she's the one who said, I worked with him in San Diego. Now, he's originally from Tyler, Texas. I looked up addresses. He was all over Texas, California, things like that. So it makes sense, right? So, and that DDP yoga thing was written less than 3 years before he disappeared. But I sent you that picture, right? That I did of the two.
So everybody's wanting to know. They are asking. I think I know why you said it. But what does Trump have to do with it?
Yeah, I know, right?
I think I know why you said it, but they want to know why you said it.
So look at, these are the two, right? He's aged a lot. Look at all the graying. The nose looks the same. What does Trump have to do it? Okay, so we're saying, people said he was shot, right? I mean, the family, unless they are putting these social media posts that we're saying, okay, you can only see it if you're on our friends list, which I know people do, and that's fine. Or they post specific family members. There was not one picture of him with any of them. Not one.
I know a lot of people don't like Trump, and they get into fights a lot out in public.
Yeah.
I'm talking wearing hats and shirts. They get in physical confrontations.
Well, this family is not afraid to show their support of Trump, but they don't have one picture of him, this guy. They don't have one mention of him on their social media about him being missing. The son has not one picture, not one post. Nothing. None of them. In fact, the son's posts are very sporadic within like June 1st of 2017. He disappeared in 2021. They just kind of skirt over like that whole time period in 2021. It's always in and around, always in and around. So I don't know. I mean, obviously speculation. You know, you're looking at all these things which could mean something or could mean absolutely nothing. But why does this woman who went out on the Facebook post from the Park Service say, this is the father of my son, please help find him, go from that to not saying anything anywhere else? Or did she, and were they deleted?
I don't know. You want to do a recap for the people that worked on the case now?
Yeah.
We bring them on. So that's interesting. So we're going to do a recap now. So yeah, it is interesting because if that was my dad, I'd be out there on social media every day posting something.
Right.
There wasn't even a picture of father-son on the son's Facebook post, and I'll be darned if I can find this guy's. And if he did have one and it was deleted because he was missing, who did it? Because no one on social media seems to claim this guy at all. Nobody.
No, nobody.
The only person that's claiming to have known him, there are two. The lady who said, he's the mother of my son, and the woman who said, I worked with him in San Diego. He was our RN instructor at the Naval Hospital in San Diego. But for you guys, I'll just read you. The National Park Service is from Grand Canyon National Park, is the only entity, agency, person, whatever, that put anything out on this guy. It says his name's Charles Lyon, and at the time of his disappearance, he was 49, 6'3", 177 pounds. And he was last seen, he lived in Tyler, Texas, and was last seen at the Best Western Hotel or Motel in, what did we say, that Arizona, on Thursday, June 10th, 2021. His vehicle was abandoned on South Rim near Lippin Point on June 11th, and he's believed to have been traveling alone. Beginning on June 11th, the National Park Service searched extensively via ground searches and helicopter in the vicinity of Lippitt Point Road and Desert View Drive. They said the search will continue. And folks, that is it. The National Park Service searched extensively via ground searches and helicopter in the vicinity of Lippitt Point Road and Desert View Drive. They said the search will continue. And folks, that is it. The National Park Service.
That was weird. We got a long delay echo.
That was really weird.
Yeah, so that's it, ladies and gentlemen. That's on. There's no news media coverage. There's no news articles. No channel news covering the footage. Nothing. That's it.
Nope. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. But he started his career in IT.
So, but you all were consistent on the findings across the board. So
it makes sense from a little bit of facts that we do have, or the few social media things I was able to find out. As someone said, maybe they edited out. There's not even photographs of with people's faces edited out on their social media that you can see without being their friend. I'm going to keep saying that. You know, they may have within their circle, but without doing a friend request, then, you know, sometimes there's just very, you know, you can only see certain things for sure.
I don't know. There's just a lot of stuff that just kind of open that I don't know, that usually we will see stuff that we're not seeing. So I don't know. Welcome, Steve.
And I've posted the link to this episode on that National Park Service Facebook post. So we'll see what happens. I'll let you know if I see anyone in a black suit.
Wow.
Right. So we thank everybody for working on the case and taking the time once again. Greatly appreciate it. But once again, if y'all have a case, please submit it to us. We'll be more than happy to look at it. And don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, we got a show at 9 o'clock tonight. And from coast to coast around the world, take care. We'll see you shortly. Bye-bye.
Yeah.